I will also be introducing 2 other courses that can be offered for you to get an idea. So let us have any questions that you have at the end, so that it's easy for me to look at all your questions and answer them. All right. And along the session, I may ask you some questions. You can write the answers in the chat box and I will look at them and come back to you. Okay. So I hope that's fine. Let's proceed. So today we're looking at, first, we're looking at the social media strategy for fashion course. Social media is an influencing force shaping the fashion industry, and it has really kickstarted a drastic revolution in the way we market fashion. Platforms such as Instagram, TikTok, and YouTube can actually reach millions of people who want to stay relevant, who want to stay up to date from the moment they wake up till they go to bed. And so the impact of social media has really revolutionized our lives. It has rapidly changed the game for the fashion industry too. So earlier, when there were new trends, they were traditionally brought to the consumer through runway shows or through the magazines. But today, it's all about social media. And today, the trends are very short-lived. So it's easy to disseminate the trend information through social media, which reaches millions of people with just one click. Consumers don't have a say in what they are consuming. That is, in the past, they didn't have a say. They were shown something on the magazines, they were shown something on the runway shows, and that was the trend. And the only way was they could just opt out of not participating in that trend or not adopting that trend. But today, social media has completely changed that structure. It allows the users not just to choose their fashion trends and style them in their own way, but to also contribute to it when they post and when they share what they're wearing. So social media strategy for fashion is an 8-week course, which will be outlined. The outline is, the first week, you'll have an introduction to what it is about. You will learn about brand identity, brand voice, and the target audience. Week 2, you will learn about the online community and social media platforms, different social media platforms. Week 3, you will learn the psychology of sharing, online storytelling, and content marketing. Week 4, you will focus on hashtags, editorial calendar, and influencer marketing. Then comes week 5. Week 5, you will learn about UGC and messenger marketing, digital events, and live mode. And then in week 6, you will learn about SEO, social trends and analytics. And week 7, you will be working on a campaign for your brand. You will have the strategy, the content, what are the expected outcomes, all of this you will have to create. And week 8, we will be reviewing your progress with the social media account over the weeks and analyze the whole thing, including your campaign that you have created. So you need to have a social media account, and you can even have your own brand. It's wonderful if you have your own brand. That's the best way to do this course, is to work with your own brand social media account. But if you don't, then you can always pick a brand that you like, that you align with, and work with that through all the weeks. And every week you will have some kind of exercise to work on with the brand that you have selected. So that's the same brand that you have to keep working with all through the 8 weeks. That's the only way we can review your progress and see how you have done and what you have learned along the way. So that is the 8-week course outline. Now I'm going to give you a little introduction to each week, what you will learn and what, just to give you an idea. So this is, as of April 2024, this is the social media use versus the total population in the world. And this is just some analytics and data for you to understand which countries are using social media, compared to their population. What is the percentage using social media? So this is Social media actually provides companies a way to reach new customers and at the same time retain their existing customers. So what would be social media strategy that you will learn about in the course? Social media strategy is a targeted, measurable, interacting marketing activity that utilizes different social media platforms to connect to new customers while retaining your existing ones. Market Metrics is an organization that does a lot of research and gathers a lot of data and information. So they did a study that indicated that it is 60 to 70% easier to convert an existing customer than to get a new one. Now, what does convert mean? We're all in business. The end goal of any business is to have sales, is to make your customers purchase from you. So that's when you convert a customer. You have a client, you have a customer who's following you online, but until they purchase from you, they have not been converted. So that's what I mean by converting your customers. So one of the more effective ways of retaining existing customers is through social media, because social media is a very deeply personal platform. It gives you deep insights into customers' behaviors and their preferences. So social media is the way that you can really keep your customers with you, loyal to your brand. Now, the main reasons for using social media, again, this is data from last year. It is not updated yet. They will this company that is We Are Social, from where I have been getting this data, is will be updating it and putting up new data for the whole year very soon. So when you look at this, you will see that number 7 is finding products to purchase. It is number 7. It's not number 1. So which means that people are on social media not all the time to shop, only sometimes, which is why it's very important for you to, capture the attention of your customers and keep them with you, keep them loyal with you, so that they will ultimately purchase from you and you will get your sales that you're looking for. Now, target audience. This is really, really important for you to know very clearly. You have to define this from the beginning. Who is your target audience? Get to know them. What do they need from you? What are they looking for? Why are they coming to you? Okay, these are reasons you need to be able to define, to put down. And then you're going to learn to create your brand's identity. Branding is all about identity. We affiliate ourselves with brands whose ideology is similar to ours, mirrors our own, okay? Which is why it's very important for your brand identity to be very clear. It's important to create very clear brand guidelines on social media, and also the look and feel of your brand page on any platform. If you are using various platforms, it should be all looking the same. It should all have the same kind of look and feel, so that when a customer goes to your brand page, either on TikTok or on YouTube or on Instagram, they will immediately know this is your brand. All right. And the brand identity should come through very, very, very clearly. So let's do an activity. And here I'll give you 5 minutes. You are going to write down in the chat, each of you, think of a brand name and write 3 things that you would associate with that brand name. All right. I would love to see your answers in the chat. So I hope that all of you will make the, we'll put it down in the public chat. When you think of things that you're associating with the brand, try to, think of maybe an emotion, maybe a feeling that the brand evokes in you, maybe, some kind of history from the brand or the heritage that the brand has. or the country that it is from, immediately what do you associate, just from the top of your head. Don't think too much, okay? Just a few things, that's it. I need 3 words. Put the brand name down and 3 words with the brand name. I can see some of you are putting down your answers, but some of you have just written the brand name. You've not put down the 3 words associated. Wonderful. Alexander McQueen, YSL. I can see Gucci. 2 of you have mentioned Gucci, but you don't say the 3 words that you associate with Gucci. Can you please do that, please? And Asma, you have said YSL, but you haven't put down the 3 words. Hermes, okay. Schiaparelli, innovation, class, elegance. Yes, absolutely. You have a few more minutes. Put in your answers. Okay, I'm seeing some interesting points here. Gucci, Dior, Hermes, Nike, Fenty, yes. Mm-hmm. One of you has said Elsa Schiaparelli. Can you please put the 3 words associated with the brand? And whoever has written Ralph Lauren, please do the same. Okay, so you see how all of you were able to associate something with a brand. And why do you think you do that? That is what brand identity is about. That is what the brand stands for and identifies themselves with. That is being communicated to you through their brand identity. And that's why you have all of these perceptions about the brand, and you're able to put down these 3 words when you think of a brand name. Now, that's the same thing you should be doing for your brand eventually. All right. So that is why I made you go through this exercise. Now, when we come to brand voice is all about values, purpose, the voice of the brand, the tone, the language. So we have to ensure that we are consistent with all of these. The values we project, the purpose that we are out there for, the voice, the way we use our voice to speak about anything, the tone in which we speak, the language, the way we use the words, the kind of words we use. What are our values? What makes us different? What do we want others to say about us? How do we as a brand improve other people's lives? So what are we offering people, basically? What tone does our audience use with their people, all right, with their community? What don't we want other people to say about us? So these are some of the things that we have to be very consistent with in our brand voice. Doesn't matter which platform we are on social media, it has to be consistent all throughout. And having said that, this brand that I've put down here, Ahluwalia, does this beautifully. Check them out sometime when you have the chance. Now, building your online community is really, really important. Who do you follow online? As a brand, as a business, who do you want to connect with? These are things that you have to think about very carefully when you have a business account on social media. It is very different from having your own personal account. You cannot approach the business account the same way as you would your personal account. Personally, maybe you love seeing, someone cooking, or maybe you love seeing dog videos, but that does not work well if you are a brand or a business account. So there are certain things and certain people, certain online community that you must be following in order to be networked well and for your brand to be visible to the right people. You see, the algorithms of social media platforms will pick up who you follow and then show your posts to the right audience. Otherwise, your posts will be going to the wrong audience and you have no impact at all and absolutely nothing coming back to you in terms of customers or sales. So some of the people that you should be following as a brand: key industry figures, the people in their teams, in those organizations, collaborators, the press, the industry press. So we're talking fashion. So that means the fashion press, various online platforms for fashion or blogs, fashion journalists, fashion editors, critiques, fashion activists, influencers, of course, bloggers who blog fashion, and the ones who are having an audience similar to your target audience. That's most critical. Radio stations, shows, TV shows, presenters, fashion colleges, other fashion brands, charities, maybe galleries, and other industry leaders. So this is really important, whom you connect with online. Here are the 4 C's of social media. So I'm going to start with collaboration. The spirit of collaboration is participating, sharing, engaging with your audience. Content. Content is the tool of communication. What we put out there as content to communicate. Conversation. Conversation has feeds, has updates, whatever conversation you're having, like comments, likes, shares, reviews sometimes you could have, or ratings. These are all part of the communication and the conversation. Then comes the community. This is the point of it all, making the connection with your community. Now, here again is some data showing you the amount of time spent with different kinds of media, not just social media. And here it shows you that social media time spent on an average globally is about 2 hours, 20 minutes. And this research was done with internet users aged from 16 to 64, different kind of devices and different kind of media. But social media, if you look at it here, 2 hours, 20 minutes, and it has dropped by 4 minutes from the previous year. That is what this data is showing us. So less and less time people are spending on social media, which is great, I think, because we do spend a lot of time on social media. But the thing is that you have just that window in which to communicate with your audience. So you have to choose your social media platforms very, very carefully, which is right for your brand. Pick and choose the ones where your target audience would be on that platform for that short amount of time every day that you can reach out to them. Now, social media is, of course, all about storytelling. Why do consumers share content? Why? Because it triggers emotion. It has a certain status. There can be nostalgia. There can be a pop culture reference in the story. The idea central to content marketing is that a brand has to give something valuable to its audience in order to get something of value in return, which means in order for them to buy from you, right? You get a value when they buy from you. So content marketing communicates a brand's story, a brand's narrative, and what you are offering is very, very important here in the storytelling narrative. So that's what is going to make the difference between you and all the other brands out there. You have to build a personal connection with your customer. This, of course, can be built across various channels. As I said, it depends on which channel is the right one for you, but you have to pick and choose the one where your target audience is there. So always try to think of this 2 points that I'm telling you: lifestyle before product. So try to show a lifestyle before you show your product, or through that lifestyle, show your product. And always refer to community before the consumer. Okay. So what are you offering the community? What is your storytelling narrative? Are you a fun brand? Are you, invoking nostalgia in people or some kind of inspiration? Do you do tutorials? Do you have something relatable? Is there some conversational content that you provide? Or is your brand providing completely entertainment kind of content? Are you authentic? These are things that you have to think about when you are telling your story on social media for your brand. Hashtags. Are they still important? Yes, they are. Don't completely get rid of them. Okay, but you need to find the relevant hashtags and you need to research them very, very well. So research your audience, first of all. Research your competitors and see what hashtags they're using. What hashtags are your audience using? Research the industry leaders. What hashtags are they using? Find relatable hashtags for your brand from all of this. And then the most important is finding a niche hashtag over the most popular one. For instance, if you take fashion brands is a very broad hashtag, and that'll have several million followers. Now your posts with that hashtag will get lost, will not be visible to your audience. So go to the next one, which could be slow fashion brands. It could be, or fashion brands sustainable, something like that. Look for the next one, which is more connected to your niche, to your brand, and to your target audience with lesser followers. Don't go to the maximum followers. Don't go to the very less followers. All right. Pick something in between and include your own branded hashtag in all your posts. Create one and include that. Now, it's very important to have an editorial calendar for your strategy. You must create this calendar in advance. Think of key dates, times of the year when there are some important events, or there is a holiday or celebrations, or your brand is participating in some shows. Add all this to your editorial calendar so that you know that at these dates you're going to be creating specific posts related to that. Consider local as well as global. If your brand is a global brand or you want to become global, it's a good idea to consider the global key dates as well. Now, we come to something that is really, really important, which is influencer marketing. Influencer marketing is something that we all see a lot of brands doing, and we hope that it's super successful. But when you work with an influencer, you have to keep in mind some points, all right? So first thing is the expertise of the influencer. What is the reach of the influencer? How much of an audience do they have? What is the audience demographic? Does it match your target audience? This is the most important. Most of us always miss out on this, and we go to influencers who have an audience that is not our audience, and therefore any amount of money that you've spent on that influencer marketing is a waste. It does not give you a return on investment, and does not give you the results that you were looking for because of this. Also check if the influencer is notorious, has a good reputation or not. Check if the influencer is relatable to their audience. Focus on the strength of the bond between the influencer and their audience, rather than, pushing your product through directly. And brands have to, look to validate the power of the community before working with any influencer. Focus on quality rather than quantity when you're working with an influencer. Now, coming to UGC, user-generated content, also known as user-created content. Businesses are increasingly leveraging UGC to promote their products more and more, and we're going to see more of it this year in 2025, because it is firstly cost-effective. You don't spend on a shoot, on an expensive shoot with expensive models and photographers and all of that. And it is an grow your brand and to have more sales. Now, UGC is any form of content like images, videos, or text or audio that has been posted by the user on any social media platform. It is consumers who are creating these posts to share information about this product, which could be yours, or a retailer who is selling them, or an organization that is marketing them. They are giving you information about this product after having probably used it themselves. Okay. Now, the thing is, we're going to delve very deep into this. It's not as simple as it looks. So when we do the online course, there is 1 week dedicated specially to UGC, because this is going to be a really big thing that we're going to see this year. More and more of UGC this year. Digital events, we're also going to be focusing on this, and we're going to see what kind of digital events are something that your brand can adopt in their social media strategy. You could have a how-to session, like how to style this product of ours, or how to use a certain product in a certain season. You can have tutorials, you can have classes, you can have training and courses, behind the scenes tours, interviews, ask me anything, or Q&As, performances, conferences and shows, and live videos. All right. Now, live video has a benefit that even television lacks, because the audience can participate in that live video. Viewers who are watching a live stream on an online platform, just like you are now, can write in their comments, and then, whoever is broadcasting, the brand that is broadcasting the live video, can read and reply to the comments, so therefore interact, make it more personal, and also tweak the content of the video along the way, based on what the viewers are asking for. So it is really important to have digital events in your strategy to connect more personally with your audience. Now we come to SEO. SEO is search engine optimization. It is the process that affects the visibility of a website on a web page on a search engine on the internet. Okay, this is unpaid, so it's often referred to as natural, organic, or earned results. In general, the higher you are ranked on the search engine page, the more frequently your website will be shown to people. Okay, and to get higher, it's actually a cycle. To get ranked higher, you have to have more of an audience visiting your page. How do you get that audience? This is where social media comes in. Social media does not directly contribute to SEO ranking, but the links that you share across your social media platform of your web page or your e-commerce website will definitely increase the brand exposure, will drive traffic to your website, and thereby bring your web page higher on the search engine. So when it gets higher on the search engine then starts showing your website to more and more, to a wider audience. So it is the social signals that can generate more traffic to your website and to your target market, right? So it's really, really important to know how to work with SEO in social media. Now we come to measuring and analytics in social media. This is also something that we will be focusing on in the course because it is not as simple as you think. It's not all about likes, and it's not all about the number of followers that you have for your brand. Social media is one of the toughest areas where you have to convince your marketing team to justify how much you are spending in marketing, all right? And you have to justify this to your CEO maybe, or the owner of the brand if you are handling the social media marketing for a brand. Or if it is your own brand, then you have to be able to justify to yourself why you're spending so much on marketing and social media and what is the return on investment. So you need to be able to calculate the real return on investment beyond likes and number of followers. Okay, so there is a way to measure and to analyze and to read the data that is provided to you for a business account. And we will be looking into that more deeply in the course. So this is all about the social media strategy for fashion course. I'm going to now talk to you a little bit about the two other courses that I mentioned. The next course that I will be telling you a little bit about, giving you an introduction about, is retail pricing and inventory control. This is a theory and mathematical application of the major elements of retail buying and merchandising. In this course, we discuss planning and controlling inventory, profit analysis, merchandise pricing, and purchase negotiations. So you will be able to apply a lot of theories, including, and you will learn about the profit and loss statement. You will learn about retail pricing and retail repricing. You will learn about the method of inventory, how to keep track of inventory, the terms of sale, and you will learn how to make a 6-month seasonal merchandise plan, a sales forecast, basically, okay? And who is a merchandiser? If you have an idea, great. But if you don't, the merchandiser is the person who ensures that the correct amount of products are on hand in a store or on a website at a given point of time. You have to have enough products to sell. And if you are short of products, if you're low on supply, then you're not going to generate the sales that you want. So the merchandiser ensures that you always have enough stocks on hand, and they make sure that these stocks arrive on time, and they work closely with the purchasing department to order and reorder, as well as the buyers to place the orders. For this, forecasting is done, planning is done, and monitoring of stock levels has to be done. Now, in small companies, the buyer can be the merchandiser also.